Okay, we will try this again and see if my signal, my connection will suffice. If it does not, if it keeps kicking me off, we may have to just redo this another day after I figure out what in the world's going on. So, uh, what a what a journey. Hopefully it lasts and we can get through this and continue forward. Um, because hey, Christian, what's up, man? I'm a little bit early. I had another stream going, but it seems to have kicked me out. Something's up with my connection. I've got it on one of the other routers. Hopefully that works. But if it doesn't, well, we'll just have to catch up again soon. Um, yeah. So hopefully this all continues. Hey, it's good to be back. I'm glad to get back streaming and get things back online. It has been, as you know, I know we've talked. It's been kind of a crazy couple weeks here. I know before I took my brief hiatus, we had the Glock performance trigger. Now, most likely, I'm actually not going to talk about that tonight or today. It's still today, because I have literally not touched it in about 2 weeks. I have tried very hard to keep on schedule with everything else that is really important. So to not get away from what's really important, I've got four. I'm waiting for another one. Glock performance triggers sitting, waiting for when I can get full attention back on it. Because yeah, I know, Rob, I got kicked off there. Um, unfortunately. Like I said, I've got Glock performance triggers, and they're as I said before these things released, there was a good possibility these were going to be hard to get, especially at the beginning. I need 5 of them. I have 4 plus my test unit. I'm waiting for notifications when they come back in stock. So we will talk about the Glock performance trigger in more videos, but tonight or today, my schedule's all messed up. Today, the Glock performance trigger is really not going to be on topic, because I've done several videos on them. We've done kind of a close up look at them, but I've again since for about 2 weeks now, they've pretty much been sitting because I've not really been able to give them the dedication that they need. It's been kind of crazy, and I'm going to kind of tell you guys what's been up. Why have I been gone for 2 weeks? And it's been an unfortunate situation, and there's only so much that I really am going to be able to talk about, just to be careful. Um, so I live in a rural part of Louisiana. It's less rural as time goes by, but it's still out in the swamp per se. And being out in the swamp, you see snakes, you see wild animals, uh, pigs, coyotes, wild dogs, that sort of thing. So, with that being said, it's not unusual to have a firearm close by. And being what I do, there's always a firearm in different configurations, uh, in and around here. But for safety and protection, a firearm is close by, no matter which shop or at the house. And by the back door, I have multiple dogs, and you know this will play into it. But anyways, uh, I have guns for snakes. I've shot multiple different snakes. I have a little 22 for that, and then bigger animals. You have a shotgun, and this is just normal things that you have when you're out rural area. So unfortunately, there was a unknown dog that showed up and was bothering my dogs. My dogs stay pinned up. They I take that very seriously to protect them and to keep them from bothering other people. That's my responsibility. Well, a dog showed up, and I have chased away many dogs. I've chased away strays. I have adopted strays. Two of my dogs are dogs that showed up without, you know, they showed up out of nowhere and they became family. And then another dog is one that I rescued. Well, my friend rescued it, and then she couldn't keep it anymore, so it's become part of the family. So, uh, as I said, a dog showed up that I didn't know was bothering my dogs. I went to run it off my property, and instead of leaving, this dog came at me, and I can run, but all of my dogs are faster than me. So, and I was outside of my in I have a perimeter fence, and then I have a fenced in backyard for the dogs. I was outside of the dog fence, and this dog came at me, and I've been bitten by dogs. I've been bitten by my own dogs. It's not a pleasant experience. Being bitten by a dog that you don't know is, uh, that could be it could be a lot of different things. A dog can tear you up. I put that dog down before it could get to me. Now, as soon as that happened, I made a phone call to the authorities to let them know that I put a dog down, and this dog turned out to be the dog of a neighbor behind me. Um, I don't. They were very upset, and I can understand that because it's their pet, but it did charge at me, and to take care of my family, to keep myself from being hurt, I put the dog down before it could get to me, um, as anybody would do in that situation. Uh, so obviously, this caused a bit of a stir. They came onto my property. Uh, I'm I I am a person that does not like a lot of conflict. I try to keep things, quiet. I try to calm the situation. Uh, I'm a peaceful person. I prefer to keep to myself. I would prefer that everybody keep to themselves, and that's so I don't know my neighbor. Uh, but I probably didn't help them to feel like I murdered their dog, when the reality is I was protecting myself and my family from a dog that, instead of, because most dogs, and I've chased many strays and many dogs off of my property, never having hurt any of them until this happened, where a dog normally will know that it's not supposed to be there, and it will leave. You yell at a dog, it leaves. This dog did not do so, and instead of leaving, it came at me. Now, if my girlfriend had been in the yard, if I had been in my other shop with the doors open and this dog cornered me, I mean, there are so many different possibilities, and unfortunately, this is what happened. But at the same time, it's very fortunate that nobody got no I didn't get hurt, my family didn't get hurt, my dogs got hurt. So, anyways, needless to say, this caused my neighbors to be very upset, and I can understand that. Uh, so, uh, came in my yard, pushed me down, pushed me around several times, threatened to kick my ass. As I said, I called the authorities. I had the local sheriff headed my way, and so I was doing my best to do what was right. Um, So, as I said, that there were threats made talking about suing me for all of this sort of thing, and my, I've been dealing with people on social media leaving me dirty messages. Uh, I've been dealing with, trying to secure my household because I don't know there were, as I said, threats made, um, just some bad stuff on social media. And so I've spent the last couple weeks securing my place and trying to make sure that nobody does anything stupid because this is my home, this is my family, and I don't take that sort of thing lightly. So there've been multiple cameras put up, some that can be seen, some that cannot be seen. My whole goal is to keep my family safe, and I don't want anything other than that. So my mind has been very much, Dustin's good to see you, good to have you here. Um, but my mind has been very much on that just to keep my family safe and secure. So, as for streaming, as for working on the performance trigger, I really have not done so. I've been kind of in and out. Things have been relatively quiet. Like I said, the social media aspect and people commenting on my business posts, all that sort of thing. I'm good with that. People can talk about all of that as long as nothing nobody does anything dumb. I'm vent. Let people vent. I completely understand. I understand. I don't I would if I was in the opposite situation, and that's why I take great lengths to be a responsible pet owner and keep my dogs in the yard. I would be upset, but at the same time, I failed my dogs if one of them were to get out or all of them were to get out and something were to happen and they were to be put down. Like I would be upset, but I would understand. So that's as I said, that's where my mind has been these last couple weeks. I'm hoping things calm down. Again, like I said, I've secured myself, if you will. I've spent time to uh, secure my property. Cameras that you can see, cameras that you can't see, other things that you can't see, detection and that sort of thing. So, anyways, that's where I've been. That's where my mind has been, and that's why we've not had any updates on the Glock performance trigger. Okay. So it's yes, Rob. It's not a good situation. I'm a dog person. I really am. I have 3 dogs that mean a lot to me. And having somebody else's pet that I probably if I had been in a in you know in a place where that dog knew it was safe and was in a good place, me and that dog would most likely be friends. It was a bully breed dog. I love bully breed dogs. I've had boxers. I have 2 pit bull mixes that mean the world to me. So none of this is something that I like. So it's been a tough situation, and I'm doing my best to work through things and to at the end of the day, unfortunately, for not for just at the end of the day, the dog did not belong on my property. Should never have been on my property. And it's unfortunate that it came onto my property and then went to attack me. I don't like that. And my dogs, like I said, I do everything and I've been trying because threats were made against my animals. So instead of them running around in their backyard where they belong, I'm walking them, each and every time they need to go outside, they are walked on a leash, and I keep an eye on them because I don't want anything to happen. I take that as a responsibility. So that's kind of where I've been. That's where my mind has been. Hopefully things smooth out, and like I said, for the most part things have been quiet. The harassment on social media, it's social media. I have been around social media and the internet long enough to not let that bother me, and so people can vent there, um, and I'm fine with that. I understand that part of it. So that's where I've been. Again, I probably talked more about it than I really wanted to, but that's where my mind has been. Things overall are good. Okay. Things overall are very good for Tactical Pontoon. We are rocking and rolling in 2023. It's only February, and things we the installer program is starting to really take off. We've got Unicorn Customs, um, Sapper Tactical, which I'm going to show you something. I'm going to have a dedicated video to some work he did, but I'll show you here real quick. Sapper Tactical. There's SRB Customs in Texas. There's of course Texas Gunworks, one of the originals. There is Walk the Plank Customs, who's coming online here soon. Piccoli Gunworks. If I pronounce that wrong, I do apologize. I think there's another one. So Sapper, he does some awesome work. I'm gonna show you one here real quick, and then I'm gonna do a dedicated video because what he did on my OZ9 is beautiful, awesome work. And he's been buying triggers left and right for the dealer program. So the installer and dealer program is getting out there, which is giving people the opportunity to pick up triggers right then and there, along with their grip work, Cerakote work, slide work, whatever it might be. So, the other one that should come online here soon is Spenta Precision. They've should start stocking some triggers, drop-in triggers as well. And I got something from them that's really cool. We're going to look at it before we finish off. What else do I have here today? So that's the installer and dealer program. That's really starting to take off. That's going to obviously keep me busy and get those triggers out there. So I'm excited about that. There's a lot of really good things that are going on. So aside from this little bump in the road, Tactical Pontoon in 2023 is taking it to the next level. So we're going to get through this little bump, and we'll just continue forward. Again, like I said, I'm not going to be talking about the Glock performance trigger tonight. I have not been able to concentrate on that. Just to do kind of a quick overview on the Glock performance trigger, because I did leave you guys hanging. It's good. It's not a bad thing. I like it. It is definitely like 5 levels above what the Timney trigger tried to be. It's a little bit heavier than the Timney trigger, but the safety aspect is as Glock did an excellent job of maintaining that. They also did an excellent job with coming up with a better interface between the striker and the what would now be a sear. It is going to be a little bit different if you're not used to a trigger like this. After the trigger breaks, dry firing, you are going to have the trigger is going to return forward, and it just won't have any action. You'll just have a spring to it. So it is different. It's going to feel different than a regular trigger. No doubt about the regular Glock trigger. Sorry, checking my phone. You never know. Got stuff I'm watching. So it is different. Is it what I would consider the end all be all? Not exactly. I think for a competition trigger, it is definitely an excellent choice. It is really light. It does have a mostly crisp break. I think with a little bit of playing with things, it definitely could be crisper. Um, but myself, still, I actually still prefer a worked over factory style original Glock trigger. I feel like it still has a bit of a crisper break, and it is it's probably, all things being said, is still going to be a little bit heavier, but I still feel like there's something to be said about the original design. The Glock Performance trigger, for if you can get a hold of one, hopefully, again, hopefully these become more available as time goes on. They're out of stock everywhere. I need one more. Um, I've got 4 of the 5 that I need. Um, to finish up those orders. But I'm sure one will come up. I'll find one to finish up those orders, and then hopefully they'll continue coming into stock so I can build more. Because so far the initial work on them is excellent. I like the Glock Performance trigger. I really like what I've been able to do with it so far. So it's a win. It is definitely a win. The Glock Performance trigger is a win. It's far and above better than the Timney. So that alone, you're good. Right out of the box, is it worth $100? Right out of the box, it's not bad. It's not bad. If that's if if you just want to spend the $100 and buy one, it's not bad. The trigger shoe kind of sucks. Honestly, I almost wish they had just stayed with the curved trigger. I think it would have been a better option. So at the very least, if you buy one of those and you're kind of budget down, get with me and we'll get a shoe. We'll get one of the Peacemaker shoes that just that alone. If you have the performance trigger and the Peacemaker shoe, it would be really nice. Not perfect, not the best, but it's gonna be better than some of the others. The Excommunicado system, I still would prefer it just because you have the over travel stop. You've got a little bit more of the crisper break. But for budget, you're still looking at over $200 for a budget system. It's not bad. If you have a trigger shoe already that you could swap over to that Glock Performance trigger, wouldn't be bad. So overall, I would say the Glock Performance trigger is a win. Is it the end all be all by itself? No, not really. But that's my assessment. Kind of a quick overview. Like I said, we will talk more about the Glock Performance trigger in another video because, again, I set it aside for the last 2 weeks. My brain was not in R&D mode. So instead of doing something that I couldn't concentrate on, I had to do what normal things I could do to keep the business up and running. I was building triggers. I even though I took this hiatus, if you will, from YouTube, I was still building triggers. I was still, I spent a lot of time. I probably spent more time inside with my girlfriend than I have in probably since I started Tactical Pontoon to make sure she was good and keep things safe. So it wasn't a vacation, I can tell you that, but I I am definitely going a bit stir crazy. So we'll be getting back out and rocking and rolling. The shop for the car, I mean, I haven't really done anything on my car. My car is torn apart, so I haven't even been able to get a chance to drive the car. It's just been like I said, it's been crazy couple weeks. But you guys don't want to hear about it. We already went through that. Let's take a look at something cool. And by something cool, that would be the Shop OZ9, that's Sapper Tactical Creations. That would be Clint. He is a Tactical Pontoon official installer, authorized installer. He is a good dude, and he does some amazing work. We are going to look at this briefly, but I will be doing a close-up video so we can take a look at his work up close. I can definitely say I recommend his work. This is the first time I've had him do anything for me, and I gotta say, love it. So here we are with the OZ9. Let's see if we can get it in focus here. This is the OZ9 with the 19X grip length, and he just laid some amazing camo down. And instead of having a grip that only a mother could love, now the OZ9 chassis or the grip module, it feels good now. Before, you almost had to have like a knurled flipper or something to really. I just don't like the factory OZ9 grip, and he he made it happen. This grip, the texture is excellent. The work that he did to it to smooth this thing up to actually make it fit for human hands is beautiful. We got a double undercut here so you can get a nice grip on it, and it looks and feels like a custom Glock of this caliber should. This OZ9, this OZ9 is a beauty. The camo, the Cerakote job that he did is just impeccable. Impeccable. He just knocked it out of the park. This is the Zafiri Precision Slide, and with it's got kind of that gator look to it. Grip. I really love this slide. Zafiri Precision. And we'll talk a little bit more about them here shortly. I've got one of the finger bangers. Hell of a name. Triggers in stock, or not in stock, but here in the shop. We'll talk a little bit about it. Again, this is one of those triggers that I will do a close-up video on so we can really look at it up close. So the OZ9 right here, this is paired with a Leonidas, Peacemaker Leonidas, not a Glock performance trigger, but this is a Peacemaker Leonidas. We've probably seen this action before on video, but it is, here we go, no take up whatsoever. It is at the wall. We'll pull through. Again, there's a warning. If you get a Leonidas trigger, whether it's the Boogeyman or the Peacemaker, it will ruin you. You will not be able to shoot another Glock trigger. Even one of my others, maybe an Excommunicado, maybe one of my other competition triggers. But the Leonidas, when you've played with one, you can't go back. You cannot go back. So, and yes, Christian, I got you on the list. I was going to work on it this weekend, but I ran out of trigger shoes. I literally ran out of trigger shoes. But I've got some coming on Monday. I thought I had more than I actually did. And when I was building out orders on Friday, I realized I'm out. And literally, I have one gray Gunco trigger left over. But like I said, I have an order of 100 coming on Monday. So I'll get you built out. Should be this week. So it should be this week. And I ordered it just the right time because Monday I've got triggers that I have to build on Monday when they show up to get sent out so I can maintain schedule. But this guy, Clint at Sapper Tactical, get on his books. His books are open. I believe his books are still open. And he did a turnaround on this thing was amazingly fast. And that's not for the type of work he did, and the turnaround time was just, this is stupid fast. Yeah, I mean, I have waited on builds for a year plus. So to get one of these guys turned around, when we last spoke, I think I had just sent this to him. Now, maybe he put me on a rush order. It could be. I told him not to, but if he did, whatever. I beautiful work. So if you're looking for even just Cerakote work, grip work, a trigger, or all of the above, Clint at Sapper Tactical Creations. Get a hold of him. He does amazing work. Tell him Tactical Pontoon sent you. Order a trigger. Get it all done at once. That way you can rock and roll. All, like I said, I will do a more in-depth close-up video on this guy so we can look at his work up close. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. What are we going to look at next? You want to see something stupid? You guys want to see something crazy? It's not done. This is an example frame. Well, not an example. This is just a basic ass frame. And it's funny, this frame that I'm about to show you, well, this gun that I'm about to show you has my original Glock 17 frame that I did a little bit of work to when I thought maybe I would do stippling or some sort of framework. I did not actually stipple this frame. I cut an accelerator notch up front, and I did kind of a basic double undercut. But this frame, I'm not sure where it will end up. I thought about having Travis Pollinger at Boogeyman do the framework. He's always kind of locked up. We'll see. But I just want to show you this combination. It's kind of cool. It's kind of crazy. But the actual frame is being done at SRB Customs in Houston. I briefly mentioned him. He is one of the installers who also does framework. I believe he also does Cerakote. I'm not sure. He does really clean framework. So when we got a chance to work together, I said, I've got kind of you could call it a stealth build, but it's not really stealth because when you see this thing, it's just crazy. But I wanted it all black. So are we ready? I gotta back up so we get this thing in frame. Boom. I call this one the boomerang. This is a Spenta Precision 17L slide. It has a Zafiri Precision 17L barrel. Out front to cap it off is a Southwest Precision compensator. Obviously, there is the Chris Vector 9mm mag extension for 40 rounds. You've got, of course, a Tactical Pontoon slide plate. I need to add some of these to the website. They're not actually on the website, the full one. This is not an armorer's plate, but I do need to add some of these guys. They give you guys a chance to show off some of that Tactical Pontoon love. And on top is a Swamp Fox, a Kraken. I messed it up last time. We'll go with Kraken. Could be Kraken. Anyways, this is the 17L boomerang. Again, the trigger that will be going in this is going to be a Boogeyman Leonidas, one of the custom ones I've got. This thing is gonna be dumb. This thing is just gonna be dumb. But the boomerang. Obviously, the frame is not done, but this is the Spenta Precision slide. This is what started it out. Obviously, I don't have sights on it yet, but that's coming. This slide is a beast. They also do 19s, 34s, and I think they've got 17s. But this 19L slide, when I saw this, Downrange Photography, they had one of these slides, and I said, well, I just got to have one of those. So I got a hold of Spenta. I've bought from them before, and we got to talking, and most likely they will become a dealer of Tactical Pontoon triggers, and maybe we'll get some of these slides on the website. But if you're interested in something, like I said, this is a monster, grippy, just a beast of a slide. Excellent tolerances. It fits really close to the frame. I'm very happy with it. And obviously it's just crazy. This is a high-end slide. There's no doubt about it. Spent to Precision, go check them out. They they do I know them for AR-15 barrels and parts, but they've got some Glock slides, some Glock barrels and stuff, and I had to have one. This is the Boomerang. Wait until you see the framework though. I told um, SRB Customs, I said, make it your own, do something amazing with it. And looking at their clean framework, there's no doubt about it. This thing may be all black, but it's definitely not going to be stealth. I almost feel like RoboCop holding this thing up. This thing is a monster. Could you imagine this thing um, with fully automatic? Now, granted, not going to do it, but it would be really neat. So that's the Boomerang. When this thing is done, I will do an actual dedicated video top down where we can look at it up close because it's a monster. It's fun. It's cool. That's some of the stuff that I enjoy doing at Tactical Pontoon is just bringing together some of the coolest and best parts and of course building the best triggers. But I have fun with this. This is fun building some really cool stuff and working with really cool people and getting a chance to interface with you guys and talk about your builds, talk about the things that you guys want to do and try to bring that all together for not only for a good price but to bring it together and do it right. You guys deserve that and that's something that I always try to do. I know Rob in the last stream was talking about daggers. You know, I've been the PSA dagger is really the thing that pushed me to do the drop-ins. And you know, they've been very successful. The Peacemaker drop-in systems have been very successful and they're they're probably the best bang for the buck. When it comes to performance for your dollar, those Peacemakers have been amazing because I put them together when I put this package together for the Peacemakers. I did it with the best intentions to get the most custom of a trigger for a drop in price. And they've been successful for that reason. It's not just some basic Apex or, uh, generic drop in. There's a reason I spec the parts out that I do. And they've been successful. And I've been very happy to, like I said, the Dagger Group, they they're almost spending the same amount of money on a drop-in trigger as the gun, but I give the value is there instead of just some cheap aim surplus trigger or the P80 trigger. I go the extra mile and I've spent a lot of time with a lot of people going over the differences between my triggers and also I've also helped people obviously tune their trigger that they already have whether it's factory or otherwise so that they get the best experience out of it instead of just buying one for me. So I go out of my way to make sure that I take care of people. That's one main thing. Yes, King Cobra. I do need to get some video of me shooting that thing. It's gonna be fun. I do almost wish that it was like 22 TCM or something that would throw a big fireball out the front instead of just 9 millimeter. But it'll still be fun. I'll get some video, especially next time I go up to Missouri. I'll bring that bad boy and get some video shooting it. Maybe something sooner, but no promises. We'll see. Especially here lately. So yeah, that's the Boomerang. I love that thing. I have to give credit, somewhat credit to Scott, my good friend Scott, who brought up what did he bring up? Something Australian and made me think. I think he said dingo or something, and in my brain, as we were talking, I was like, "That's it. It's the Boomerang." So credit to Scott for helping me come up with the Boomerang name as a beast. So if you're wanting something really cool, uh, Spent to Precision, check their slides out. Also, I do, and I thought I brought it in, but I must have left it out in the shop. Is I started carrying the Gunco slides on the website, and to kind of celebrate that, I put those on sale. I put the black ones on sale because those that's what I put on sale because I fat fingered it and didn't do both colors. But if you want the FDE for the sale price, just let me know. I'll get you taken care of. They are high end slides. They're very precise. They're not cheap, but they're not cheap slides. So check them out on the website. I was supposed to grab it and show you guys one, but again, kind of scatterbrained. So we'll do an actual close up video on those before too long. Okay, before we wrap this dude up, there's one last thing I want to talk about. Not listen, make you guys don't want to hear me drink, but mouth's getting kind of dry. I am not used to streaming again. Not a big talker to begin with. So Southwest Missouri. I am from Missouri. I am actually originally from Missouri, the Warrensburg, Kansas City area. That's actually where I'm from. So maybe so, King Cobra. That would be cool. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not impressive in person. I am not even an amazing shooter. I'm not even a good shooter. It's really funny. I build things for people that can shoot. I can hold my own. But I'm kind of like the mechanic that can build the car for the race car driver. I do the cool stuff. I do the technical stuff so people that can actually shoot can get out there and have fun. So yeah, that would be cool. Shoot me an email. Southwest Missouri. A little bit out of my where I'm from, but hey, you never know. Especially if I get a chance to get out of here for a little bit. A vacation would be nice. A vacation would be really nice. Been rocking and rolling hard at it for a while now. If you guys were here before I dropped off the face of the earth, I was talking about slight burnout situation. The last couple weeks have not exactly helped that, but at the same time, that's life. And I'm okay. Things are good. Like I said, you guys have been keeping me very busy, and I'm extremely thankful for that. And I will, of course, continue to bring you guys good information, show you some of the stuff that's out there, and be honest about things that are out there, show you guys what things do. If you have questions about different options out there that I have knowledge of, I'm gonna pardon me, give you the best information I can on it and insight. Okay, one last thing. We talked about this briefly before my exodus. The Zafiri Precision Finger Blaster trigger. They came in. I've got a couple of them. I'm building a couple for Zafiri. Like I said, I've worked with Zafiri. Yes, a tactical pontoon men's retreat. That would be great. Christian, yeah, you need a vacation. You're always busy and at work, dude. You're just kicking some ass out there. The it's a Zafiri Precision. Yes, Zafiri Precision. Like I said, I've been working with them since almost Tactical Pontoon first started. We met through Tactical Toolbox. Jonathan, he was doing a build, a G34 build, and we collaborated to they were new, I was new, so we collaborated to build a help supply the parts for a G34 build. And pretty much through that, since then, like I said, that was like 2018. uh, you know, Zafiri and Tactical Pontoon have been very close. I've used a lot of their parts throughout the years, a lot of slides from them, a lot of barrels. My Tactical Pontoon barrels were done by Zafiri Precision. So we've had a pretty close working relationship. So obviously, when I saw and when they showed me the finger blaster trigger, which we have right here, like I said, we'll do an up close eventually, so we can see the workings up close. But the finger blaster trigger, when I saw that they went with a ranger proof design with their own touches on it, I was disappointed because my past with Ranger Proof and the way that Ranger Proof treated me during some stuff kind of put me off. So I was disappointed, but it's a Safari precision trigger, and that's what we're gonna call it. This is a Safari precision finger blaster trigger. It's not a Ranger Proof. It's not a Vex trigger. It's a Safari precision trigger, and we'll talk about it like that. It is different. Obviously, if you've seen pictures, you've seen how skeletonized it is. There's a lot of air inside of there. It's definitely the most skeletonized trigger I have ever seen for a Glock. Um, there are a couple things that make me ponder about it. The way that the trigger safety spring is under quite a bit of tension and it's at a little bit of an odd angle. Again, we will look at this guy up close and I will tell you my full thoughts on it. I would say that this trigger is something that I would save for a range gun. I would not put this trigger on a Glock 43 without some work. Okay? I recommend the finger blaster trigger for somebody who's building a competition gun. Okay? That's where we'll kind of leave it today. We're going to look at this guy up close and go over some things about it. I do like the fact that it uses screws for both the safety. Let me check something. Thought I heard something. Anyway, sorry. I like the fact that it uses two screws for the assembly instead of pins. Ranger Proof has had issues with pins over the years. Ask me how I know. And seeing that they use screws on this is a plus. Uh, Before I talk too much about it, there are going to be a couple questions I'm going to ask Safari, um, just so I have more information before I talk too much about it. Um, Overall, the action does seem to replicate that of the Ranger Proof Vex or the Johnny Glock Vex trigger. So, overall, I would say that it pretty much replicates that. We will look at it closer. There are good things. It does seem to have tighter tolerances than any of the Ranger Proof triggers that I've messed with in a while. Just a second, guys. I hear something. I may have to go. So we'll talk more about the Vex, not the Vex, the Finger Blaster, soon with a close up video. And but I've got them in. I've got them in hand. They're an option. Do Will I be offering them on the website? I may do a custom line for Zafiri Precision for them, and it is more of a competition style trigger. The design definitely takes up a lot of the pre-travel. Let's see here. It does sit really close to the wall. On this Generation 3, it does sit on the drop safety ledge. The trigger safety does seem to engage the frame very well. I have not dropped it in anything else, but again, it's a design. It's a variation of a design that's been out for a while. Uh, but it's neat. It is definitely a skeletonized trigger. We will talk more about it in a dedicated video. I just wanted to let you guys know it is in the shop. I've got them here. We'll talk more about it. I will be getting back to doing normal videos. Uh, Definitely the swimming with the pontoon Sundays. Those will continue forward as long as nothing crazy happens. Those will continue forward, and then I'll be doing this week for sure. This week for sure, I will be doing one top down video, maybe two, to get back into the swing of things, and we'll talk about one or two of these different things. The Saphiri Precision trigger is definitely one that I want to give you guys some information on. People have been asking me about it. I've got some on hand. Uh, like I said, it is a variation of the Ranger Proof Vex, Johnny Glock Vex trigger shoe. So if you know anything about that, then you know about this trigger. But we're going to do a tactical pontoon style. We're going to look at it up close. I am going to get the macro lens out. We're going to look at it. We're going to do some measurements. We're going to drop it down in a frame, look at a couple different things. So, guys, I'm back. I am back. Um, it's been a crazy couple weeks, but I think things are going to get back to normal. I appreciate all of the messages, because there have been people that have checked in on me, and I appreciate all of that. And you guys know, not only at the beginning of this video, but I've messaged you guys that did check on me about what happened, and I appreciate all of that. It has not been a fun thing. Hopefully it goes back to normal and we can get rocking and rolling with what actually matters, and that is building the best damn triggers in the world. So until next time, you guys keep doing what you're doing. If you have any questions, I am just an email message away. I take a lot of time to answer messages back to the best of my ability, because I appreciate what you guys do for me, and that is you guys keep this fat guy fed. Okay, that's the reality of it. That's what I do. I build triggers, and that's what I do every day, 24/7. So anyways, guys, be safe out there and just do what's right. Do what's right to the best of your ability. Things will work out one way or the other. All right. Until next time, we'll catch you later. Tactical Pontoon is getting out of here, and we'll do it again here soon. Okay? Thank you, guys.